It's Friday.
It's time for Mornings at 8 with Jonathan Mark on AM 1480 WLEA.
Yes, Paul Harvey, frantic as usual. It is Friday, finally Friday. And next up is the weekend. Yes, sir. Boy, is it kind of rainy this morning. We had a couple of real strong downpours. I think 3 or 4 of them or something. So all 3 cats came running in, and they were totally soaked. So that was a lot of fun. Brian had a story on the news just now about a guard at the Livingston County Jail who was bitten by an inmate. And he was trying to help this guy, apparently, and the inmate bit the guy. And who would want a job like that? I mean, that's got to be really hard being a guard at a jail or a prison. I mean, it's got to be really hard work. And then I thought, many years ago, when I lived in California, I weighed probably like 25 pounds more. I weighed a lot more than I do now. And I was in shape. And that, once again, was a long time ago. And I thought, I'm tired of working in printing. I think I'll be a prison guard. That might be kind of interesting. So I took this written test, and I passed. It was no big deal. And then came an interview. And the very first question I was asked was, you are speaking with a prisoner, an inmate in front of you, when you notice 2 inmates getting behind you. Now, how do you handle that situation? And right there I said, I don't think I want to be a prison guard. This doesn't sound too good. So that was it. So that was my one experience with trying to be a prison guard. Anyway, yes. Well,
Can I tell you a story?
Okay, go.
In the 1980s,
yeah,
I tried out for a summer lawn mowing job with the city.
Oh, okay.
Sean will get a kick out of this. Apparently, they still had the 1950s job application forms left over.
Uh-huh.
So it asked me if I'd ever been a member of the Communist Party.
Wow.
Hey, you don't want those communists mowing lawns, man.
No, absolutely not.
I joked about it with Sean later. I said I think they still had the old forms,
Oh, wow. We don't want any commies mowing lawns here in Hornell.
No, you never know.
Hey, you never know.
They're always trying to infiltrate.
Have you ever been a Democrat? Have you ever been a Republican? I don't know. Strange stuff. Well, anyway, yeah. Oh, speaking of lawn mowing, that's right. With all this rain, I don't know. I don't remember what the forecast is going to be this weekend, but it's kind of rainy right now, and I got to mow the lawn. I mean, that lawn is getting just a little much. However, as you know, you can't mow a lawn when it's wet, and you can't mow a lawn in the rain. So I hope it dries out real quick because our neighbors are going to complain if I don't mow the lawn real fast. Okay. Yes. The last blue moon of the decade will rise Saturday night. Many people know the term blue moon, and we know it is the second full moon in one calendar month. However, there's another way for a full moon to earn this well-known nickname. One winter season, winter, spring, fall, summer, typically has 3 full moons. If a season has 4 full moons, then the third full moon of the season may be called a blue moon. That's according to the Old Farmer's Almanac. This weekend's full moon will be the third of 4 this spring, making it a blue moon. And for this reason, let me see. Where is that? That's right. The May's full moon is known as the hare moon, the flower moon, the milk moon, and the budding moon. So there you go. And speaking of the moon, this is kind of unusual, but but a story on the CNN website shows that humans have caused the moon's temperature to increase. I'm not making this up. Anyway, that's what CNN says. But according to the Journal of Geophysical Research, by way of CNN, humans' presence on the moon caused its temperature to increase. According to the article, during the Apollo 15 and 17 missions, astronauts installed 2 probes at 2 sites, and they did that to measure the moon's temperature. Okay? The recorded data shows that in 1974, the moon's subsurface unexpectedly rose in temperature between 1.8 and 3.6 degrees near the probes. And there has been debates over the cause of the rising temperature, but scientists now believe they have the answer after reviewing the recovered data. The study finds that human movement, like walking or driving a rover, turns up darker moon dust called regolith. Darker colors absorb more light, so the exposure of this darker dust heated up the moon's surface. So man-made global warming reached all the way to the moon. That's absolutely amazing. So we caused global warming on the moon, and who knows? Okay, yesterday I had two stories, as a matter of fact, about the plight of the illegal immigrant or illegal alien or something, and how they're afraid to drive because if they're caught and it's found that they are here illegally, they will be deported and back to Mexico or wherever. And then the Allegheny County Legislature passed a resolution opposing the state's plan to issue driver's licenses to illegal aliens. Because a driver's license, when you think of it, is kind of a solid piece of ID. I mean, how often do you use a driver's license? When you show your driver's license, that's pretty proof positive that you're here legally, and everything's fine, and you're, a U.S. citizen. So they opposed that strongly, and I mean strongly. And in very much a related story, the battle over census citizenship questions high stakes for Texas and California. This is from Fox News. In June, the Supreme Court will decide whether the Trump administration can include a citizenship question in the 2020 census that's coming up next year, a move that could affect how many congressional seats states have and how federal dollars are distributed for years to come. The Trump administration said the question is necessary to better enforce the Voting Rights Act. However, critics say many immigrants and Latinos would be too frightened to fill out the census forms, which could lead to a significant undercount in states with large immigrant populations, like Texas and California. So why would they be afraid to fill out the census form if it asks them if they're citizens? Well, I don't really know. But they would be afraid to fill these things out. One way to get around that is become a citizen. I'm just saying. So we just know enough at this point, and we've done enough census over the years to know that adding that question will prevent many, many people from taking part in the U.S. Census, said Mustafa Tamiz, a Democrat strategist. Now get this, nearly 11% of Texas residents are non-citizens. Second to California, where 13% are non-citizens. In other words, they're what, illegal immigrants? I guess. Anyway, that's according to the 2017 data from the Kaiser Family Foundation. If many don't answer out of fear, experts say Texas and California could lose a congressional seat or two. California is probably even more vulnerable than the state of Texas, and the repercussions will be that for the large states with a lot of non-citizen population. They'll have less representation overall, said David Branham, a professor at the University of Houston downtown. He says that with fewer congressional seats, district lines would have to be redrawn, leading to larger districts that would be less representative of the state. Now, I'm just kind of wondering, why would you want to count illegal immigrants or illegal aliens in a census of the United States? Don't you think that a census of the United States would probably include people who are legal citizens? I really don't understand that. But conversely, other states that have fewer non-citizens, like Minnesota and Montana, would gain more seats in Congress and thus have more power in the federal government. Branham said they'll have more House seats as a result, so in the policy-making process, their influence will be much larger. And he says that, Texas to lose out on a significant amount of federal dollars. Texas could lose up to $1.2 billion in revenue. For every one person we don't count, we lose federal dollars about $1,500, he said. So, a state would get money, federal money, based in part, at least fractionally, on how many illegal immigrants are there. So I don't really see why they would get money on the total number of people there. And if you count illegal aliens or illegal immigrants, then you're getting money for it. So could that be why California is welcoming all these illegals? I don't know. Anyway, the Republicans disagree. The citizenship question is currently being asked. The difference is it's currently being asked on the long-form question, said James Dickey, state chairman of the Republican Party of Texas. Dickey is referring to the American Community Survey, which replaced the long-form version after 2000. The ACS is conducted every year, but only goes out to a small percentage of the population. What we're asking for is, he said, should we return to asking that question we've asked for 100 years? So, I don't know. Last week, the Supreme Court heard arguments over the citizenship question and signaled possible support for the addition. The High Court is expected to make a decision at the end of the month, or the end of next month, so in June. So, I don't know. Yes, Brian?
We have Rob Carolyn with us.
Oh, we do? Okay. Is he on the phone right now?
Yes, he is.
Why, the magical meteorologist, Rob Carroll. Hello.
Jonathan, how are you on a Friday morning?
Oh, absolutely fine. Could not be better, I think. So
that's good. You going to check? I said, were you going to check?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So how's the weather
going?
going?
The time if you needed to. It's going good. It's starting to clear out outside. That's kind of a good trend. We're starting to warm up. We're talking about slightly warmer temperatures. And Jonathan, if we're ever going to get out of this wet, cool weather pattern, the first step towards changing things is starting to see temperatures warmer on a regular basis, and that is starting to shape up as we head into the weekend and into the early part of next week. So starting to get a little encouraged by what I'm seeing on the weather charts. I'm not completely saying we're out of the woods yet, but it is starting to look a little more promising. Low pressure is pulling away from the area this morning. It's taking the clouds, the showers out, and we should see partial sun develop in its wake today. Temperatures, well, they're right now around 65. They'll probably hold there much of the day. Sun this morning came up at about 5:46. It'll set tonight at 8:27. Tonight we're going to see an increase in cloudiness. May get a shower overnight. We're 40 to 45. Warmer weather to our south and west is going to try to head our way over the weekend. It's going to get in on Sunday, but it won't move in till tomorrow night. So we're cloudy tomorrow with a chance of a shower, 60 to 65. We'll have clouds, maybe a shower late tomorrow night, 50 to 55. Sunday mostly cloudy. There is a threat of showers and thunderstorms, warm 75 to 80. Storms move out Monday, and then we'll turn a bit cooler for Tuesday and Wednesday, but certainly not as cool as what we were dealing with earlier in the work week.
Earlier this week, I think it was Monday, I woke up, and it was 37. 37.
Yeah.
This morning I woke up, it was 52. So So the weather has kind of an identity crisis at this time of year. It doesn't really know if it's, spring, winter, summer, who knows,
Well, the good news is it's starting to lean now more towards spring, which will then bring on summer. So, as I mentioned at the start, I'm a little more encouraged by what I'm starting to see in the longer range charts. It does look milder for longer periods of time, and hopefully that's going to lead us into better weather beyond the Memorial Day weekend and into June.
Pretty soon we're going to be complaining that it's too hot, right?
Exactly.
That's right.
It's going to be in the 90s this weekend down around Washington and into southern Ohio.
Oh, well. We'll be complaining soon enough. Okay, thanks, Rob. See you next week.
You got it, sir.
Bye.
New to golf or seasoned veteran, you'll enjoy the casual, relaxed atmosphere of Vander Golf Course. 2 miles from downtown Alfred on Waterwells Road, Vander is a 9-hole executive-length golf course with a driving range on one side of the road and the course on the other. Family-friendly and fun recreation for everyone. Greens fees are one price for unlimited play, $9.50. High school students, only $5. Children 12 and under with an adult, no charge. You can play up to 18 holes or 9 holes with a cart and get the second 9 holes at no additional charge. Ladies and senior golfers who don't hit the long ball, Vanderview's got the executive length that's just right for your game. And new this year, a season pass for only $100. That's a lot of golfing fun for a very little bit of money. Vanderview Golf Course, 2 miles from downtown Alfred on Waterwells Road. Vanderview Golf Course.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's
Eddie Garcia.
In the NBA playoffs, Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals saw the Warriors top the Trailblazers 114-111. Portland had a 17-point lead in the first half but could not hold it. Golden State was led by Steph Curry's 37 points. Klay Thompson chipped in with 24 points as the Warriors now lead that series 2-0. Also, Golden State announced during Game 2 that star Kevin Durant will miss another week before being reevaluated as he continues to recover from a strained calf. NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, Game 4 Eastern Conference Finals. Bruins shut off the Hurricanes on the road 4-0. Goalie Tuukka Rask had 24 saves in the shutout. Patrice Bergeron had a pair of goals as Boston sweeps that series 4-0 to advance to the Stanley Cup final. In golf, the PGA Championship continues this morning with round 2 at Bethpage Black in New York. Defending champ Brooks Koepka shot a course record 63 for a one-shot lead. He's at 7 under par. Masters champ Tiger Woods, who played with Koepka during round 1, is 9 shots back at 2 over par.
From the Fox Business Network, Amazon is expanding in Britain. It's now the largest investor in Deliveroo, a business that delivers food on motorbikes in London. Deliveroo competes with Uber Eats and other food delivery companies. Photo sharing company Pinterest lost more money than expected in its recent quarter. Its earnings report is the first for Pinterest since going public. China-based coffee shop chain Luck Inn is expected to start trading today. The company is working to build a business to compete with Starbucks in China. It's expected to debut for $17 a share on the NASDAQ under the symbol LK. It was founded less than 2 years ago, but it already has more than 2,300 stores. The Dow added 214 points yesterday. The NASDAQ was up 75, and the S&P added 25. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
You don't want to mess with the IRS. They have the power to garnish your paycheck, levy your bank account, and even take your home or business. That's all true. But thankfully, they're offering a way out. The Fresh Start Initiative. If you qualify, you could save thousands. The experts at Optima Tax Relief will fight to get you the best possible tax settlement, and they have an A+ rating with the BBB. Call Optima for your free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
The Ryan Agencies, your local, independent insurance agencies. The Ryan Agency employs 15 of your friends and neighbors. They live, shop, and support our community. When you buy insurance from the Ryan Agency, you support local families. Contact the Ryan Agencies today, your local source for all things insurance.
Insurance protection you can rely on. The Ryan Agency.
And we are back. Now, during that break, we had the sports report, and which reminds me, I want to tell you about this. Sporting events coming up right here on WLEA. First of all, Saturday tomorrow at 5 is Westwood One's coverage of the Preakness. That starts at 5, and that's the second leg of the Triple Crown, and then in a week or two comes Belmont, and there you go. So that's tomorrow at 5. Also, Westwood One's coverage of the final round of the PGA Championship. Yes, sir, that's coming up on Sunday starting at 2. And then we have Westwood One's coverage of the Stanley Cup starting Monday, May 27th at 8 o'clock. And it says that there's over a half dozen Stanley Cup games, not just one. So I guess we'll be covering all the games. So that's right here on WLEA. That is pretty outstanding sports coverage. Now, do I have it? Oh, yes, I do. The college, I heard this on Gordon Deal this morning during the 6 o'clock hour. And I said, what? Okay, so I did a little really fast research, and I found a little background. This is the Wall Street Journal. SAT to give students adversity scores to capture social and economic background. This is sort of a variation of affirmative action, is the way I interpret this. But the College Board, which is a New York-based nonprofit, plans to assign an adversity score to every student who takes the SAT to try to capture their social and economic background, jumping into the debate raging over race and class in college admissions. This new number, called an adversity score by college admission officials, is calculated using 15 factors, including the crime rate and poverty levels from the student's high school and neighborhood. Students won't be told the scores, but colleges will see the numbers when reviewing their applications. 50 colleges used the score last year as part of a beta test. The College Board plans to expand it to 150 institutions this fall and then use it more broadly the following year. Now, how colleges consider a student's race and class in making admissions decisions is a pretty controversial issue. Many colleges, including Harvard University, say a diverse student body is part of the educational mission of a school. A lawsuit accusing Harvard of discriminating against Asian American applicants by holding them to a higher standard is awaiting a judge's ruling. And there were similar lawsuits at, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill and the University of California system. So, the chief executive of the College Board says there are a number of amazing students who may have scored less on the SAT but have accomplished more. And that's according to David Coleman, chief executive of the College Board. We can't sit on our hands and ignore the disparities of wealth reflected in the SAT. Now, how would wealth affect your score on an SAT? I just don't get it. I mean, I really honestly don't get it. Yale University is one of the schools that's tried using applicants' adversity scores. Yale has pushed to increase socioeconomic diversity and over several years has nearly doubled the number of low-income and first-generation to attend college students to about 20% of its newly admitted students. The adversity score is literally affecting every application we look at. It's been the part of the success story to help diversify our freshman class, according to Jeremiah Quinlan, the Dean of Undergraduate Admissions at Yale. So in other words, let's say the two people take an SAT test and they get the same score. So one comes from a low crime area and his parents make more money, and another one comes from a high crime area and his parents make less money. The second student would be admitted over the first one. So that's really, really strange. As I said, it may be caring, compassionate, and kind, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, I'll see you Monday, 8:05. Bye.